Have streaming devices become obsolete? Popular devices such as the Firestick, Roku, or this cheap Walmart box. These simple to use devices turn your normal TV into a smart streamer that can load almost any Android-based app. But with the growing popularity of smart TVs that already contain operating systems in them, it begs us to ask the question, are they really still worth buying? I make weekly videos helping users like you save money on streaming services and learning how to optimize their device. If you enjoyed the video and it helped you out just a little bit, hit the subscribe button right down below. So topic number one that we have to look at when trying to decide if any of these many streaming devices are really still worth buying, it's the operating system your TV comes with. Streaming devices come in a ton of different flavors. You have Fire TV OS, we got Google TV, we got Android TV, and then we have Roku OS. And why this matters is because any Android-based system, which Fire TV is built off of, Google TV is built off of, will allow you to load thousands of third-party apps that allow you to do a lot of extra things. Where something like Roku OS, which is very popular in smart TVs, really limits your capabilities. Four of the most popular smart TV operating systems include Fire TV by Amazon, Google TV, Android TV, Roku. In fact, actually every single operating system I have right here can also come on a TV, but so can WebOS. WebOS, along with a few different operating systems from brands such as Samsung, are very limited on what you can do and how you can customize them. Apart from being able to use them for Netflix and, maybe HBO Max, they really fall apart after that. So for instance, if I had a TV that was running WebOS or Samsung's custom system, yeah, I would definitely buy a Fire Stick and use it. But if it's already running one of my favorite operating systems, such as, maybe Fire TV or Android TV, would I leave it after that? Well, we have to look at a few other components before we come to that decision. One of the benefits of getting a separate streaming device is you get to control how powerful that device is. For example, if you need more storage, there's devices with 8, 16, 32 gigabytes. Or if you need more RAM because maybe you'll be performing more complex tasks than just streaming on your device, that's not a problem. There are ones with 2, 4, and so on. Retro gamer, well, Nvidia Shield, perfect fit, nice and powerful CPU. But the thing is, with smart TVs, you don't really get that option. When you're buying a TV, oftentimes the operating system is kind of the secondary thing you're looking at, where what you probably care most about is the picture quality, the size, and even the brightness. So you might not even notice that, yeah, it only has 8 gigabytes of storage, and that's not a lot. And yeah, although I've seen more smart TVs get, more RAM and more ROM when you purchase them, the fact is there's just a lot more options when you get a separate streaming device. But at the end of the day, if you're literally just watching Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, your smart TV is gonna be able to do all that regardless of the specs and probably regardless of the operating system it's running. And that brings us to topic number 3. So one thing I want all of you to keep in mind is with your TV, you're kind of stuck, right? Think about it. If it breaks, if you want to move it or go use it for the night upstairs, I mean, let's be honest, I'm not exactly taking this off the wall and going to mount it up in my room for the evening. But you know what I can do that with? Yeah, a Fire Stick. This can plug into a monitor, it can plug into a projector, it can plug into a TV, and that just gives it a ton of mobility and something else to really think about. Although your settings will be saved across your Fire TV account, third-party apps don't exactly transfer. So if you spend time loading this up with a bunch of customization, you can't then just transfer that onto another Fire Stick. You have to go through the exact same process. And that is basically the same for every single streaming device. Plus also, if I'm going on a trip somewhere and I want to bring something with me where my Netflix and stuff is already loaded on, it makes it really easy to travel with. So although this does everything this does, it's not necessarily the same. So we talked about operating system, we talked about specs, and we talked about traveling and mobility. But the last factor that really I think is gonna be a big difference maker is price. I mentioned earlier how you're buying a TV. The last thing you really think of is the operating system. Because when you start to say, hey, I really want to buy a TV with Fire TV in it, you might be paying more for that Amazon brand Fire TV than just getting something similar in Hisense that just runs Google TV instead. And that premium really isn't worth focusing on the operating system. Instead, in most cases, a streaming device ends up being a $20 to sometimes up to $200 add-on if you really want something like the Nvidia Shield. And that's really why every single time I've gotten those comments where some of you guys said, well, why do you even really need a streaming device anymore? We have smart TVs. Well, these are really all the reasons why. A smart TV ends up being a secondary thought. And yes, if you buy one, and like I said, you're just watching Netflix, you're using it at home, you don't need to bring it upstairs, it will be just enough. But if you're doing anything more and you want it to last a long time, and maybe you don't want to reset up when you buy a new smart TV, this makes for just a really easy long-term option. So for me, streaming devices are still extremely useful. And although there might be a time when smart TVs really take them over and, now we're cutting the cord again. Last time we were cutting it from cable costs. Now we're, I guess, recutting it from streaming devices. They're just really good right now. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to support the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. I've also linked 5 of my favorite streaming devices in the comment and in the description.